How's it going? Thanks for joining me. So covering the numbers that you see on a clock, what I see is something like this. I see on a digital clock there's the two dots, which is like the conscious and the subconscious. It's one electron balanced by a positron. It's a light hole being eaten by a black hole through the Holy of Holies. It's that the biophotons of your mother and the biophotons of your father come together to trap you here on the gridiron. And you're brought to life by way of the sun. And now that you're here, the black sun beneath your feet is bringing all your intent into fruition. So when you see the clock, I see the conscious and the subconscious. I see the sine wave. I see the checkerboard. I see that it's every number and every letter is in the sine wave. That we are inside of a living creature right now. And the numbers are conscious. You see the X right there, the X's and O's that you put down, I love you, like X's and O's, hugs and kisses, that you put down at, what they're telling you here is that you're inside of a living conscious being. And you have the symbols. It's where attention goes, energy flows, and symbols are the language of the universe and the conduit that your biomorphic energy is flowing through. Okay? Now, everything you speak is a magic spell. You learn spelling or spellcasting in school. And your own blood is spiritual currency. Now, when you lost your virginity, you lost your divinity. That's why they sacrifice virgins, because their blood is pure. So, what I did is I spilled my blood over my intent to be bringing forth heaven on earth, and I published the video to my channel on YouTube. And what happened was I restored this high man, something I lost when I lost my virginity. This high being that's inside of all of us that allows us to see what nobody else can see. For example, okay, this is exactly what you're living on right now. And when you set up a Christmas tree every year, it's showing you your doorway to everlasting life is where every compass points to. It's literally right over there at the end of your compass. But you can't see this. You think I'm crazy for telling you something like that, but it's been rubbed in your face since day one. And for whatever reason you can't see it, that's because you need to restore your high man so that you can look down upon things from like the heavens above and see things as they really are. And alright, so you have odd numbers, which are masculine. You know, you set up a sundial, which is like a phallus. You say fucking A, and I say no, fuck a B, it's got two holes. Alright? You see, it's the fire above your head, and that you're birthed out of your mother's waters. Alright? So, when I see the clock, I see this subconscious, conscious, I see this one electron balanced by a positron, I see a masculine, a feminine. Okay? This is how you have to read things. Alright? So, getting into the numbers, let's see. What you should understand is that the number symbol is one cross up, one cross down. You walk into a church, you place the holy feminine water on your forehead, you kneel down to the feminine like, you know, like when you ask a woman to marry you, you kneel down. And then you do this upside down cross on your head when you go into church. You go from your head to your chest, left to right. Okay? Now you see the 11. This is like the 7 is the L upside down. And you see the L even. And if you turn that 90 degrees to the right, you'll see that the 1, like 101, is like the Father in heaven winking at you, telling you he's got an eye on you. And the 808 is like this divine mother spirit winking at you, telling you she has her eye on you. You should learn how to reduce numbers down to a single digit. So if it's like 3, you reduce it down to 6. If it's 3, you reduce it down to 5. What I'm saying is that the numbers are conscious. It's that the biophotons of your mother and the biophotons of your father come together and trap you here on the gridiron. You're brought to life by way of the sun. Okay? Now your DNA is one thing, but it's a double helix. You have the 3 letters of DNA, and then the CTAG, which in reverse is green ash trailing charge, which is coming out of the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish, where every compass points to. It's hitting the parabolic mirror and showering down on us. in a previous age, there was big giant trees that spread out across the earth, like in the movie Avatar, and the whole place would have glowed, just like they showed you in that movie. So your DNA, this is like a 4-letter code. You look at a digital clock, it's got 4 numbers on it. What I'm telling you, this is the 4-faced, 4-letter DNA God that's talking to you directly. So the 4s and the 7s, this is like the 2-ball cane. So when you see 007, like 7 o'clock, this is the 2-ball cane. It's one side of a light hole is a black hole. And like you go into a church, you block out the sunlight with the stained glass windows and focus everybody's intent onto the black sun. So the sun above your head is making your flesh, your bones, and your blood. And now that you're here, the black sun is what's bringing your intent into fruition. This is a living, conscious being. And symbols are the language of the universe and the conduit that your biomorphic field is flowing through. So let's see. Going over some numbers here. I recommend you type into your computer when this video is done, secret meanings of numbers, and learn all you can. But some basic stuff you need to understand is that repeating numbers like 111, 222, 333 are telling you stay the course, hold position, you're on track, this type of thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 is your ducks are lining up. You're on course, you're on track. If the numbers are going the opposite direction, like 654, 543, 432, that's telling you slow down. Okay? Hold position, that type of thing. Now you see the 101, that's like the God the Father in heaven winking at you. And this is like the Mother 808 winking at you. 0 is the biggest number in the universe. It has all the positives and all the negatives. It's like a Vesica Pisces. It's stretched out. It's like an eye. And what I'm telling you is that like the 707, the 606, the odd numbers are masculine, the even numbers are feminine. You put a 5-pointed star on a 5-star general to go out and do battle or something like that. So what I'm telling you is like the 444, the 333, the 222, the 111, these are masculine, feminine type of things. You could you could reduce numbers down to a single digit, like 1, 2, 3, 4 would be like 7, 8, 9. That's 10 right there, and 10 is like a phallus going into a vagina because the 0 is like a Vesica Pisces. It's stretched out. All right. So the basic stuff you want to understand is that numbers going up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That your ducks are lining up. You're on track. That type of thing. 654 is telling you slow down, you know, pause or something like that. Take a look around. Repeating numbers are telling you you're on track, stay the course, hold position, this type of stuff. And if there's a 0 in there, like 101, 808, 202, these types of things, okay, what you want to do is type into your computer the meanings of numbers and then write down like a thing, like what each number means, so that you can, you know, understand the best you can about numbers. That's what I recommend. And this is going to help you out knowing like master numbers and stuff like that. Okay, and learning the meanings of all these different numbers. But just the basic stuff that you're going to want to learn is stuff like this. So I see the 1001, and that's like both your eyes are open. You can see, or there's God telling you He's got His eyes on you, both eyes on you. Okay, the 10 o'clock, the 0 is the biggest number of the universe. It's like a reinforcer. It has all the numbers of the universe, all the positives and all the negatives. It's like a Vesica Pisces that's stretched out. So this is a very powerful symbol when you see the 10 o'clock. You see the 1010, that's like the opposite of the 1001. Like both your eyes are open, and the 1010 is like your cross. But there's a positive and negative to each number. So, you know, yes, you can. You maybe it's telling you yes, you can see, but you can see something that's not very cool. Or the 1010. You know, what I'm saying is that these symbols are the language of the universe and the conduit that your biomorphic energy is flowing through. You will get up and at a specific time, you will drink your coffee at a specific time, eat breakfast at, humans are creatures of habit, and the numbers don't lie. Okay? These numbers are conscious. I'm telling you, the clock is connected to this greater earth spirit. And if you want to connect to this spirit, maybe you place your bare feet on dry soil, drop a drop of your blood into the dirt, and ask the Great Spirit for guidance. And you could do this at daytime or do it at midnight, specifically, because you're connecting with that source energy, either the black sun or the light sun, or, you know, one side of a light hole is a black hole. It's the same sun, but there's built into this matrix a conscious awareness that transcends sex, you know, but it has masculine features, or you know what I mean? It's a masculine and feminine spirit that will help guide you, okay? And when I see like a 1-1, like 11-11, this is the 4-phase, 4-letter DNA God, just like the 444. This is like the 202. This is this great spirit, this 808, okay? And, you know, like the 707, a 0 is it can take on the 7, and that would be like 777 or 666, which is 6 is a number of balance. So you could reduce a number like 666. That's 6 is an even number, but 6 times 3 is 18. 8 plus 1 is 9. That's an odd number, and that's like the Fem I9. Okay, talking to you. So look left, look right. That's 10, 11, or 1101. So you have the zeros to the left or 0 to the right. That's like look left, look right, choose left, choose right. That's what I see. Okay? So you want to keep this as simple as possible, people. Numbers counting up. Your ducks are lining up. Numbers counting down. Slow the fuck down. Repeating numbers. Hold position. You're on track. That type of thing. 101, that's like a wink or an eye on you. 808, 202, 303, these types of things. Okay, you could, like a 3 plus 3 is 6. That's like the feminine talking to you. That's a number of balance. This is what is going to help you start reading the clock. Start looking up the meanings of numbers, what each number means and stuff like that. And write it down, and then you'll start to get used to this type of thing. But what I'm explaining to you is that your clock, your digital clock, is talking to you absolutely. And in any case, here I'm giving a shout out. If you type into your computer blood over intent and hit enter, and you scroll down to these channels, see ya at the center. See how it's CENTRE, center dish? Okay? You see all the videos he's making since he spilt his blood over his intent. And you see these other channels making videos also, since they spilled their blood over their intent and published it to the ether. That's a key thing. Okay? In any case, I appreciate you guys watching. I love you. Get to my channel for truth immediately. How are you? Thanks for joining me. So picking up where we left off in the previous video, communicating with God through numbers. We had spoken about the 2 dots on the clock being the subconscious and the conscious. 1 electron balanced by a positron. A light hole and a black hole. It's time going in one direction, time going in the other direction. That is, when you go into the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish, you drink from the living waters, and when you pop out the other side, time is going the other direction for you. You no longer get old. And it's just that simple. So this type of stuff has been rubbed in your face. You can play stupid all you want, but what I'm seeing here is like the checkerboard again, and each square is coded with a number, and these numbers are synthesized to, here, I'm just going to scroll up the page for a second here. You know, each number has a particular vibration to it, and when you bring these different numbers into a magic square like this, I think you need to start off with the one that says relaxation. Let me tell you why. Because there's so much shit out there, you know, collapse of the dollar, everything's going to end and stuff like this. This would be good. The end of the world is good. And the end days, that's the best days, because then we start afresh at the Holy of Holies with the center of the dish, getting our drink of everlasting life, and popping out the other side where time is going the other direction for us. It's just that simple, people. And I pointed out that on the clock, you see like the 10:01, you know, when you see this, that's the Father in heaven telling you he's got his eyes on you, or that you can see. And I went over these numbers and whatnot in the previous video. Now we're going to go over the magic squares. So what I see is like the checkerboard again, like I pointed out in the previous video. Your number sign is 1 cross up, 1 cross down. You see the 18, that's like a phallus going into a woman with 2 holes. That's like the perfect number, 18. So that's the way this stuff is set up, people. Masculine and feminine. Okay, like you say fucking A and I say no fucking B, it's got 2 holes. They rub this shit in your face. So you can play like, you know, it doesn't make sense to you, but it does. You have the fire above your head, which is the sun, which is the masculine. You set up a sundial, which is like a phallus. And the feminine, you birthed out of your mother's waters. Okay, those are the even numbers. So you have straight lines, which are masculine, curved lines or round lines, which are feminine, bent lines are confused. So when you graduate from school and you place that thing on your head, you're clearly saying that you're bent and confused and that you know nothing of truth. You were fed the reverse of truth in all things. I pointed out in previous videos that your symbols have been rubbing all this shit in your face, and you played pin the tail on the Dawn key, like Don the Father who is in heaven. Hallowed be his name. Hallowed because you have to go into the Holy of Holies at the center of the dish to get there. It's very simple. There's no way to fuck this up. Every compass points to it. So, the magic squares. I think you should start off a relaxation for a reason. Because everywhere I see people like paranoid, like the whole, at the end of the world. I'm telling you, that's when the end of the world happens. We all head straight for the center of the dish. We get our drink of everlasting life.